Start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, first order of business is notice of a public hearing. Pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 138, Section 12, the Selectboard will hold a public hearing on January 8th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. Municipal Office Building, 307 Main Street, Gilbertville, Massachusetts, on an application for multiple amendments, change of category from wine and malt to all alcohol, and change of manager for Mimi's Coffeehouse of Hardwick, located at 14 Barre Rd, Hardwick. A copy of the application is available at the Town Administrator's office. We're in a public hearing. Do we have anyone to speak for this? Please.
Come on up.
You're next.
Do you want, I don't know, well, do I need the paper, the last one that,
Yes, I need that.
you need this one? You can have this one.
I can get the copy
Yeah,
here.
if you want to tomorrow.
Sure, yeah.
Perfect.
This is the piece we needed, which was the DOR Certificate of Good Standing and Tax Compliance.
Did you get the other email information?
So we just
I
started.
didn't get an email from her yet,
Okay.
but I can call her tomorrow. This is the packet. I don't know if anybody wants to take a look at this. This is the whole application.
And tell us what you're gonna do.
We are gonna switch from beer and wine, to a full liquor license, so we have that for dinners. We paused them for the winter, we're gonna start back up in a few weeks. And then for weekend events, different parties and stuff that people have been booking. So, that's the plan.
Will you be serving people that aren't eating? Do you have that requirement, do you know?
We're not advertising as a bar by any means. It's always going to be dinner. I mean, you know, Sundays we could do mimosas, Bloody Marys, things like that, but it's really mainly based around eating
Dinner.
and, dining in.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The licenses that are issued by the ABC are just blanket restaurant. So even if it's, I mean, other than a club, but even if it's a bar, it's still a restaurant that they could serve food if they wanted to. So they can allow, you know, if somebody wants to come in and they've already had breakfast, but want a mimosa with, and their husband's gonna have breakfast, like, they're not restricted in that way.
Right, could I come in and have a shot and a beer?
I mean, I technically could, but we are not
Sorry.
advertising for that by any means.
Thank you.
I would rather not do that with donuts and pastries, but
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
it doesn't go well. But
Right, thank you. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
But
We
yeah,
have
we're
plenty
booking a
of
lot of
alcohol
different events
licenses.
and stuff. Yeah, I have baby showers and retirement parties and stuff like that. So the ability to have all of that to go with it would be good.
Questions?
I don't have any issues with it.
No? You, sir?
No, business wants to expand, good luck to you, honestly.
Yeah.
And anybody here to speak for this or against this? Thank you. This hearing is closed,
Yeah, 6:30.
and I seek a motion.
I would make a motion to approve the application for Mimi's Coffeehouse of Hardwick from wine and malt to an all liquor license. Excuse me. Oh, and change of manager. Sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
I just need the local licensing authority certification signed by you guys.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanna give me a call tomorrow, maybe you can come in at some point and I can make a copy of
Yeah.
stuff for you.
Yeah, definitely.
And, we'll send it off to the ABC tomorrow,
Perfect.
Wednesday, something like that.
Okay. Awesome, thank you so much.
And we have a joint meeting of the Library Trustees for a new appointment, but we're scheduled for 6:45. It's not a public hearing, but we should probably wait.
Wanna go over any of the other business?
Sure. There's a Mayflower contract that we have to sign, that I have to sign.
Yeah, annually,
Yeah, we do this every year.
it's just basically housekeeping. It's the software for the assessors. There's 2 places for you to sign.
We agreeable?
You want a motion?
Sure.
I would make a motion to accept the Mayflower valuation proposal, looks like in the amount of $3,800. If I'm reading that correctly, is that right, Nicole, is it just, oh, yeah.
5,000.
The first page says 38, so are they 2 separate?
Oh, yes, it is.
Assessing
It's 2
services
separate.
vote. Okay, so,
It's 2 separate.
all right, hold on. I'll make a motion to accept the Mayflower valuation proposal for new construction building permit measure and list in the amount of $3,800, and for the personal property class 504 50/50 valuation in the amount of $5,000.
Second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It is rare, he's signing a different one though.
8th.
Oh,
And then there's, if you just wanna give me the one you signed, and then this one he has to sign still.
This one?
No, this is the one he just
This one.
signed, yeah.
And then you just sign this one too.
They're both, for both proposals.
Do you want a copy of that?
You know, I'm easily confused. I'm gonna have to correct that. I signed it for 23, and it's 24.
You want to sign that one
So
together?
I'll sign this one correctly. The world's moving pretty quick.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Now, we have many meeting minutes, all before my time. How do you want to deal with that? Have you read through them?
I have,
Okay. I can't vote, or,
right.
so it's approved.
This one is, no, what, December 11th is,
That's the one you just asked me what you
Yeah.
had referred to, so that's.
Got it,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you good with that one?
I'm good with that one.
Okay. Rob, are you good with them?
Yeah.
Okay. I would make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from December 11th, 2023, October 20th, 2022, October 18th, 2022, and October 11th, 2022.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. What else? Discussion policy regarding operation of town vehicles on private time.
Yeah, we had talked briefly about it at the last meeting, about whether or not we had a policy. And we do have an extensive policy, 10.2 vehicle use for employees with, you know, the policy, procedures, applicability, and
It's in the personnel
enforcement. It's in the personnel plan, and it's also included in all contracts. When we renegotiated all the contracts, we inserted specific language that they cannot use it on personal time. And, you know, they've all signed them, so we have a pretty ironclad vehicle policy.
Okay, apropos of this, I did tell Josh Pease that he could take the truck home and he would keep his gear in the truck. So if he's responding from out of town, if he's not home, he goes home to bring the truck to the station, rather than have the truck sit at the station.
I think that's what Ray did.
Good.
Yeah, so, as long as he's not using it to go to work or something, then
Yeah,
that's,
I told him
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
All right, but that's, I think, what brought this up.
Mhm.
And we were listed to talk about his salary as he's interim chief, but tonight he has a double shift at his other job, so
Yeah.
he asked to wait until the 20th. We have a donation from the East Quabbin Land Trust.
Yeah, every year, every year since I've been here, the East Quabbin Land Trust has been graciously donating to the town of Hardwick $300. And since I've been here as well, you've authorized it to go to the Park and Rec Department because it is given in the nature of open space and recreation.
I don't have a problem with that again.
You agreeable?
Mhm.
Okay,
Do you want a motion?
sure.
I would make a motion that the East Quabbin Land Trust donation goes to the Park and Rec Department.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, we're gonna run out of things to talk about here. Committee reports. Anybody here want to make a committee report?
Also, typically those would be like department head reports, but
Yeah.
since our first Tuesday of the month fell on the second, last week, we're having it tomorrow. So I'll have all the reports for you, at the next meeting, on the 20th, yeah.
All right,
And just, Mr. Chairman, the
Yes.
matrix,
Matrix,
the update.
please.
Matrix. I spoke with Chris Murphy, I think it is, from Matrix regarding, is it Chris, he referred to you a lot because you were very involved in the,
No, yeah.
it's in my email,
Yeah,
but I'm sorry, I don't think I wrote it down, but.
It's about Spring Hill.
It's
Right.
about Spring Hill and it's about just including the streets that come from Spring Hill Road and Barre into Hardwick that are not connected to cable. And this is fiber, so.
Chris Lynch.
Chris Lynch, okay, thank you, sorry. It's faster, it's more reliable, it's lighter because it's glass, and it's just overall a better system, from what he says. I don't know, exactly the differences between cable and fiber, but I know fiber is faster. We had just a really initial rudimentary conversation about, the town being interested in pursuing this, and there's a grant from MBI, from the FCC or,
Mass broadband.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, it would essentially probably cost the town nothing. I talked about, there were installation fees for, installations beyond 300 feet, and we know a lot of houses could be set back more. We have to have more conversations on that. And then the criteria that we need to know before we apply for this, that he is going to call me soon. He's in Peter Sam or Barre once a week, and we can just take a ride out and see what the roads are. Eric offered to come. We could take the electric vehicle and just kind of go and see what is out there that could possibly be utilized by this service. So I just spoke to, I was hoping when this was, when we posted the agenda that I would have more information, but I talked to him on Friday and I didn't get really as much. And it's not a huge rush because the application isn't due until April.
Okay,
But
good.
instead of, scurrying at the end, I like to, we can do it ahead of time, we will, so. But I'll probably have a lot more information for you at the next meeting, as soon as he calls me.
It wouldn't be a big deal to drive around out there. There's not that many roads.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
that's good, they probably are not served yet.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, so we'll wait to hear.
Ann has her hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Under committee reports, the townhouse will be hosting a vaccine clinic on Sunday, January 21st. I think it's from 11 to 2. I put a poster up out here. And we're putting posters up all over. It's sponsored by Bob, and they don't need any help other than the use of the building.
They've done this before.
Yes, they did this before. It'll be both flu vaccine and COVID vaccine.
Oh, good.
Adults and children, both kinds of COVID vaccine. And people can register, but they will try to have enough vaccine for people who don't register. And I've told the Board of Health that it's coming.
Good, thank you. Go get my flu shot if I don't have it by then. That's very good. Okay, we're good. We have a joint meeting with the Library Trustees from the Page Memorial Library about a new appointment. Do we, I guess we're in a legal meeting. So, we've posted this. I know that the trustees have received essentially an application from Stacy Hill, who would like to fill out Ned Kelly's term. We have to appoint together. Per your suggestion, it's been posted, and I don't believe we have anybody else that has put in a letter. So, that being the case, I would look for a motion from anybody, except you, to appoint Stacy Hill as a trustee of the Page Library.
I would make a motion to appoint Stacy Hill as a trustee to the library to, should it say for
Until the
the,
next election.
to the next election? Yeah,
Because the
perfect.
trustees have voted
Right.
to put that on the
On
ballot.
the ballot, right,
So,
good.
I'll second that.
discussion? Last chance to back out? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Welcome to our merry little band.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we thought we were gonna be here all night. Any new business?
No, I don't have anything, but I guess our visitors aren't coming.
Visitors' comments?
As in, like an issue that I would like to address? Is
Yeah.
that, I do have an issue I'd like to
Good.
address. Yes. So we are having a problem at our house. I live on High Road. And I know it was addressed at a November meeting with Scott Potter of the sewer department. I've been chatting with him for probably about 2 years now about the situation. So we're experiencing a very, very overwhelming, unbearable smell of sewer gases that are coming directly through our roof vent pipe. We live off of Hardwick Road, and so I know that that has been an ongoing issue for quite some time now. And this began when we had rerouted our sewer system about 2 years ago, and there's just, it's unbearable. And it's toxic, and we can't do anything about it. So Scott had provided some, different ideas, and he said, well, every sewer smells, every septic system smells, but if you can't be outside of your house or have your windows open, that is a different problem. And it's not a septic system, because we would take care of that if that were it. So we are looking for some type of guidance or support or something, anything that can be done that is not our responsibility. At the meeting in November, it was stated as homeowner responsibility, but we are just unaware of how we can mitigate this and how we can solve this problem.
So when you say that it got moved, it got changed 2 years ago,
Yes.
what happened there? Could you explain that?
Yes, so our sewer line, it was original to the house from the 60s, and it had gone through our neighbor's property and it was extremely long, and it had gone obviously to Hardwick Road. And instead of tearing up our neighbor's lawn, we had a sewer company, and they ran it to kind of the end of our driveway, and they rerouted it to Hardwick Road, but it's closer. So it is a direct line, and we have, obviously larger pipes to meet the standards. And with that direct line, all of the sewer gases are coming directly up through our roof vent.
And, go ahead.
Do you have did they put together like a design when they routed this line for you? Do you have, they should have submitted some kind of like a plan to Scott or somebody. Does somebody have that plan?
They must. I know that they had, gotten the permits. I know Scott, the highway department, everybody was involved when it first happened. And they did, as far as I know, everything was done accordingly.
Because what should be in there should be a check valve that prevents
Right.
anything from coming from that line back at you.
So I had inquired about that after the fact. So, again, how would we know that this would happen?
Yeah.
And so Scott did check into that, and that is not a requirement. That could have been placed on if we had requested it, which we obviously would have, had we known that this would be happening. So it's not required.
You're on High Road,
Correct.
Pressure system.
and, it's a pressure system coming through there, right? Down on Hardwick Road,
The pressure system, I think, ends,
at the pumping station.
no, it would end just above where you're tied in. That's right, because it would end at, I think it's Paul
It's right
Linus's
above,
Linus'
yeah.
house.
It's right up above with that, I think.
Yeah, because you're at like the intersection of High Street. Your line is at the intersection like.
Of High Road and Hardwick Road, yes.
We have a good map here.
And who is they? Who is they? When you
Who
say they did
start
it?
our
Right.
sewer? It was a company out of Rutland. I think it was JV, and it's been 2 years. So
Working for the town.
it was an independent company.
They hired them.
Yeah, we hired them. We paid for it.
Just trying to get an idea where
Yeah.
Other side road.
This is us
I've
right
been
here.
involved in the correspondence,
Yep, and
I've been
then-
copied,
so
and
right
Scott
here,
has gone
right
out
there.
there, he's had the plumbing
Yes.
inspector
Yeah, I've
out there.
spoken with Scott about this,
And,
and the vent pipe is hot.
yeah, and he's definitely suggesting that
weird.
something be done, but not through the sewer department. He doesn't feel that it's the sewer department that's causing it, or
Well,
our town
Right.
infrastructure that's
Right.
everything.
I would think that between the building inspector and our plumbing inspector, everybody should go take a look. Because this isn't normal.
Right.
So if they all take a look, maybe they can figure out what's going on. Maybe a check valve in her case
Was necessary,
would
right.
be a necessary thing, but I think if we have our inspectors make sure that it's not an internal issue with the house, which, just to clarify, and then we'll have to go elsewhere to talk to like an engineer or something to figure out
To
what
see
might be
what's,
causing
yeah.
it.
And we'll have to keep track of who did it, the company that did the installation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I do have, I'm sure the paperwork filed somewhere at home.
Right.
But, we had to pay, almost $30,000 to have this done out of our own pockets. So then to have this problem now, and then for it to be on our shoulders again, we can't do that.
Right.
So if you are willing to look into that, and I can provide any information that you need, I'd be glad to do so.
Well, we gotta help figure this out.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Figure out
not,
what the problem is,
Right.
or why it's happening,
right.
right?
I mean, Scott believes that whatever information he has, that it's something within the house, but the plumbing inspector should be able to look at that and verify that everything inside the house is correct.
Right,
And if that's the case, then it most likely is outside the house.
And you're up above, there's an elevation there, right? You're coming downhill
yeah.
to Hardwick
Yes.
Road.
Mhm.
So maybe it's me, well, I don't know. I don't only know composting toilets, so. But it's almost like it's acting like,
A
their
vent,
thing is acting like a stink pipe,
right,
Right.
so.
which, that's usually why you put backflow preventers
Right.
into pumps, to
Mm.
prevent,
That should be able to kick back at them.
right, but,
Yeah, and your breather, your stink pipe is hot, Scott was talking about.
My husband had mentioned that he had gone up onto the roof during the summertime. So I don't know if that is directly related. Scott seems to think it's not. I mean, it could have been
Just summer.
because it was summer. And so his main concern was we had mentioned that 2 times that there was a smell of sewer gas in the house. First time was when we were having a renovation done and the toilet wasn't properly plugged. That hasn't been a problem. So it's not inside, it's outside. Like, and it hasn't happened while Eagle Hill has been on break for Thanksgiving and Christmas. It is directly when they come back. It's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights. It's literally unbearable. And it is outside. I mean, as soon as you pull into our road or into our driveway, even our neighbors, we have neighbors, were asking us what, was happening.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah, and, I mean, it looks poorly on us, and it's definitely not us.
yeah, it sounds like good venting.
Mm.
But, I'm speaking out of term, just,
Not seeing it, but yeah.
right, not seeing
yeah.
it, but.
So as a board of as a select board, we
See if we can get the
tell our
inspectors.
inspectors on
Yeah.
it. All right.
Could I just have your name and address for the record, and so I have it for,
Yep, it's Bobby, Bobbi, hyphen Jean, Jean. Last name is Lanier, Lanier.
Okay.
And we're at 23 High Road.
got it.
All right, well, we'll get our experts on it.
Do you have the phone number? Or-
I've been in the emails. Is your
Oh,
phone,
yes.
is your phone number in the emails? And
it
your
is
signature?
probably not. It is 978
Okay,
257 2674.
okay. I'll be in touch.
Thank you. I
Yep.
appreciate that.
Mhm.
I said it, unless you, if it's going out, doesn't make sense, so,
Right.
something ain't right.
Well, it could be a bad installation.
Horrible delivery.
A horrible deal.
I know, I thought we were gaining ground on the smell down there too, so, except for your house, it seems.
I wish.
It's flammable too, no smoking.
Well, it's dangerous, yeah. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Any other new business? Any other old business? Any other visitors' comments?
Raymond's supposed to be here. Bobby is not coming.
Oh, okay,
He just texted me and said, I won't make it. He's not feeling good, so
okay.
he was sick over the weekend. so.
Well, anything else for you guys?
I'm good.
So I asked Nicole to create some certificates of appreciation. It's Ray Walker is retired, and there'll be a party for him next weekend. And there'll be fire chiefs from all over and reps and senators and all that. So I didn't feel we needed to do anything here, except express our gratitude. So I'll read it. This is for the TV. Whereas Raymond Walker joined Hardwick Fire and Emergency Services in 1969, and whereas Chief Walker brought much-needed growth to Hardwick Fire, and whereas he insisted on service excellence and introduced community risk reduction and fire suppression services, which saved precious lives and valuable property in the town of Hardwick, and whereas Chief Walker officially retires December 20th, 2023, after 55 years of outstanding dedication and meritorious service. Now therefore, we, Hardwick Select Board, on behalf of the town of Hardwick, do hereby proclaim much appreciation and gratitude for decades of dedication. Given this day, January 8th, 2024.
Very nice.
And since Frank Hanson and Bob Bagdonis are also both aged out of this and have served as long as, I think, Ray,
I had a little bit less than Ray,
a little bit less.
Yeah.
What, 5 years?
45 years worth.
Only 45
Only
years on the
45.
department, okay.
It's just
And Bobby,
Just-
when Bobby aged out, he had close to what Ray had.
Yeah,
He
he said
started
he's
very young.
68, he told me,
Yeah.
when he got out of high school, so. Supposedly Ray drove a fire truck at the age of 15.
That's what the story is.
Anyway,
You know?
this certificate is awarded to Deputy Chief Frank Hanson in appreciation of his invaluable services and contributions to the Hardwick Fire Department and emergency services. Your dedication, hard work, and generosity have made a significant impact over several decades, and we are grateful for your support. Now, therefore, we, Hardwick Select Board, on behalf of the town of Hardwick, do hereby proclaim much appreciation and gratitude for decades of dedication. I gotta say that the chief always shows up, but he's always a little late.
better late than never.
But these guys, I mean, when the chief isn't there, the deputies step up. I had the joy to work with them for 16 years. I can't say enough about chiefs and deputy chiefs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And I'm not gonna read it
I
again
was
for
gonna
you.
say, do you want to read that again?
But we could sign them.
Yes.
Put it on the recording.
What's that?
Yeah.
Watch the recording.
You can watch it on
you can-
YouTube.
You can watch it back. If you play it backwards, you get younger.
Is that true?
Sure.
So, yes. So,
Yep.
We'll need a couple of pictures for our Facebook page.
Oh, yeah?
You gotta sign that. You too.
Thank you, and thank you for letting me run on the fire department. I couldn't
Scary
believe it.
sometimes,
I
huh?
scared the shit out of myself. Frank brought me to, no war stories here, to, oh God, Skip Babelski's house fire. And I got out of the engine, I had my gear on, I was in that jump seat, and I came around the engine, and one of the tires blew up on the burning car. And it was like my first call, so I ran back behind the engine. I thought, no, we are the fire department. But that was, Frank brought me to that. But my first instinct was like, run away. Anyway, good. So, all right.
So what's your next chapter? What do you
I don't
else?
know.
No?
I didn't get to plow snow, I was happy.
You could have hopped in. I would have.
Do you want to get
I
pictures?
would have hopped in. I would have let you run it.
You can do a photo.
I think this Saturday
For adjournment,
before,
just take a couple
I saw
of
Marty down
I'll make the
to
motion
the
to
country store
adjourn.
there. He goes, Rick,
Can you give the time
you know,
just to
put you
see
back
if
on
we
the
hear it?
payroll.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 7:04.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.